morning, everyone. Welcome to Fatima's World. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. Most importantly, thank you for talking back at me. You've sent me lots of messages in my inbox and you're saying to me, Fatima, you're unusually silent about the Chidinma saga. Was I unusually silent? Not exactly. I actually wanted to wait so that I could get, to have an interactive session with somebody else who is a feminist, somebody who's gender biased, somebody who believes, in fighting for the gender of the female. So I just felt, let us wait until such a time where I can have an interactive session. So today, I have with me my sister, my friend, my bestow, all the way from Texas, Yemi Martins. Thank you so much for joining me on
Thank you. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Nice say hello. Say hello to
hello everyone. YouTube channel watchers of Fatima's World. We appreciate all of you for subscribing, for checking on our page. Thank you so much. We love you. It's a wonderful time with my best friend.
Oh, yes, it is.
And we're going to discuss, just like she said, about the Chidinma saga.
Today, it would be different. You know why? Yemi has a view, I have my view. So we're going to be talking about our views as it relates to the Chidinma saga. I think the first thing I want us to talk about is her story. She said, she went with him. He had slept with her before and, she didn't like it because he wasn't really taking proper care of her. So when he wanted to have a go again, she said no. And some people came out and said, she had to defend herself. He hit her as well. And I asked a very pertinent question. I said, when she left her house to check into an apartment with him, what did she think they were going to do? Church service.
It's so, I mean, sometimes you just look at things like that and you'll be like, this is quite unbelievable. How can a man and a woman check into an hotel and, as it is, Airbnb, and she expects to just go there and start a, evening prayer session.
Maybe it's a prayer session,
church service.
That for me, I felt it was a very stupid angle, and I was wondering, people were clamoring and making that case for her, saying, she had to defend herself. She probably was high on drugs and all of that. And I'm saying, the things that they justify in Nigeria beats me.
It beats.
You're justifying the fact that a girl of 21 actually went into an apartment with a man of 50 years, and you're saying, and the man took advantage of her at 21.
At 21.
21 who smokes. 21 who smokes. Who drinks. Who smokes all manner of things, not just the conventional.
And into prostitution as well.
That's basically what it's called.
That's what it is.
If you like, call it runs. If you like, call it whatever name you want to use. To qualify it. We have chosen to call it on Fatima's World today. Yemi and I have said it is prostitution. That's right. What it is. We're very unapologetic about that. So I'm wondering that why are we defending the fact that this girl said she was high on drugs? Like she was meant to be on drugs. I'm wondering.
It's so sad, the kind of mental reasoning of our people.
A while back, and you were wowed. You live in a more civilized nation, and coming from that part of the world, you're wowed at the things that you see freely happening in Nigeria. And then they'll say, we're getting very touche, we're behaving like the Americans. You're American, and I mean, you're still telling that things like this cannot happen in America.
Of course it cannot.
So do you think that we've got a problem with our fundamentals?
Sure.
What do you think the problem is?
I'll put a light on this. I was telling some people yesterday, I said, when you look at our people, especially Nigerians, I mean Africans, but especially Nigerians, they want to tread behind the white people. But they forget that the real white person is very, very respectful. A typical white man
is respectful.
Is very respectful.
For taking that.
our people will be like, oh, the white people, they can say whatever they want to say, like
trying to copy
at the black Americans. I'm so sorry to say.
Yeah, it is what it
because
is.
the black Americans are just like the way Nigerian youths of today behave.
So sad.
They lack decorum to the core. They don't care who they talk to. A typical white person will see an older person and still say, ma'am, sir, because they are well trained. Today, our youths have so lost it that they don't in any way understand what,
respect
is anymore.
So, Yemi, do you think it has to do with the family unit? Because Fatima's what basically is about families.
Yes.
Do you think the parents have a stake in all of this?
Obviously, 100%. Okay. Because if your words, by the time you start with them as they're growing up, I was telling someone yesterday, I said, growing up, my mom, if you use some foul words, she would wait until it's night time.
Then you take your judgments.
Yes, and she will hand over a broom to you, and and she will hold a broom as beat me. And you, of course, you'll be like,
you dare not.
How can you beat your mom? And you'll be asking, what did I do? She'll say, no, I said beat me.
Oh, yeah.
If you can't beat me, then I'll beat you.
Oh, yeah.
At the end of the day, she starts to beat you. That's when she'll tell you
your offense,
what you have done.
We need to get our values back.
Yes.
I see some small girls dancing and twisting their bodies. Who born you?
I'm telling you.
My mom will say, eh?
I'm telling you.
So you are using small picking to start prostitution.
Honestly.
The beating.
Your
brain will reset.
It will reset.
But it doesn't happen again.
It doesn't. And his dad's clothes and wanted to use it for money ritual.
But that's very good because the daddy and the mommy probably have been encouraging him.
Exactly.
So he had to do the Yahoo plus.
So at 24.
It was a good thing he started with them.
Yeah. And the reporter was asking, at your age, you're so young to at least go and start it. He said, well, he has suffered so much.
24.
You're 24-year-old.
Hello. Somebody who probably
24.
just, passed through school, and I'm wondering.
Oh, yes. So it's so sad these days between the male and the female genders. The kind of thing that we hear and see is so disheartening.
And so, Yemi, going back to Chidinma, eventually Chidinma confessed. She said that she actually just wanted to siphon money from his account, and then she took his driver's license and she took, when I thought about it all put together, I said the sentence that she should be given should be death. Absolutely. But I wanted her to die. I would rather she dies instrumentally. And you're saying Fatima is not speaking like a mother today. Oh yes, Fatima is speaking like a mother. And I'll tell you my reason. Whatever Chidinma did, I've said it's my view. Yemi has a view. What Chidinma did is premeditated to me. Let's take it from the basics. She paid for the apartment with a fake name. Why did she do that?
Did she work as the syndicate or something?
Thank you. That's the angle I want to have done. Is it a syndicate? So she paid for that apartment under a false name. She generated, a telephone number that she used, and it was an international telephone number.
Oh my God.
And I'm wondering, so you took a 21-year-old child
and a girl for that matter.
Girl, thank you. Tying up a 50-year-old man. Was he so stoned that he was tied? And she started torturing him.
That's right. Or maybe she could have put something to make him sleep in his drink.
You're right. Yeah, I think that's the twist. She probably poisoned his drink.
Yeah.
She spiked it up.
That's right. Because there's no way.
There's no way he would not have been able to
fight back.
So, yeah, you've been saying that his drink was probably spiced, and I'm going with that because it's not possible for, even if you're stoned, sometimes we see you're stoned, you're staggering, you're trying to catch your breath, so that's,
that angle, you know.
I think I want to.
Yeah.
They still need to probe her.
Probe her
She
further.
spiced his drink. She tied him up. She tortured him.
Tortured him.
You know,
without him resisting in any way.
She was stabbing
and
him.
stabbing him.
You know, the part that terrified me, Yemi, is she said that after she stabbed him, he didn't die immediately. She waited to watch him die.
Lord have mercy.
Cleaned the blood.
Lord have mercy.
Changed her clothes. Walked out of the apartment.
How evil.
And somebody says to me that it wasn't premeditated.
And they tell you it's love. And they say it is love.
And I'm wondering, do they have a definition of that word love?
Of what love
because
is
I don't understand it.
Their own love is being monetized now.
You know, we were talking a while back here with Dixon, and Dixon said to us that some girls were talking about, you know, the
hair.
piece.
Yeah.
And we talked about the bone straight, you know.
That's right.
And Dixon was telling us about this young lady who is 25, who doesn't have a definitive means of livelihood, who has about 5 or 10.
Over 10 is said.
And I'm saying, wow,
over 10 of it.
These things are enough reasons why a girl wants to sell her virtue, why she wants to sell her body, why she wants to say, I want to use iPhone 12.
Oh my God.
You know, in those days when we were growing up, we learned first to feed the war. When you feed the war, it's called crawling.
That's it.
When you're crawling and you're crawling with your bone.
That is right. And
your then we started trying.
Yes, and your parents, you dare not bring anything home that is not
want to hear the story of your life.
They have, you know, given to you.
You
with
want
their
to buy
own
a dress
money
that your parents didn't buy for you.
Where
we do bring it into now. But these days you find parents who actually encourage their daughters.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, I know mothers who have said to their daughters, your mates are setting me up. A girl who's probably in the university or polytechnic, and the mother,
because the parents make them to understand that no other person can talk to you.
I think you've got a point. So the rot in the
even
society,
at school, sweetheart, even at school,
you find you're right. Parents actually go to school to fight.
When
and
Jeffrey,
can you beat my child?
When Jeffrey was still here, because they came back, you know, I wanted them to have that
feel of Nigeria.
Yeah. So it was in school, and then he had this afro, you know, like coming from the US, you know, had this afro. Though he was making it, it was well cut and everything, but for some reason, the teacher was not too pleased with it.
Not comfortable, usually.
Yes, because it wasn't something they see all the time, and it was quite distracting for other students in the class. They were seeing him like, you know, the high guy.
Somebody was just a different class.
Yeah. So the teacher was like, Jeffrey, you have to cut this hair. You know, at least cut it down a little bit. The next day, my son took scissors to school and said, cut it by yourself. Yeah. And then the teacher was like, that is very insulting. So the teacher told him to go and kneel down, you know, and Mommy, you should go to school. I said, Jeffrey, what happened? He said, I said, okay, let's go to school. When we got to the school, I now told the teacher, I said, I have scissors in my bag. You have to cut that hair now.
And cut it to Gorimapa.
I said, the teacher said, why would I cut? I said, cut it. He has the audacity to bring scissors to you. It was looking at me, it was bewildered, like, I thought Mommy was coming to fight.
We need to have more godly parents. I found out that, you know, like Yemi has just said, train up a child in the way that he will go. Yeah. The Bible says when he grows, he will not depart. That moral decadency starts from the home.
From the home.
Mothers, let your children know that it is more virtuous to keep their virginity. Let your children know that contentment is the watchword. Let your children know that they don't need to be hyped. They don't need to put anywhere. And so our viewers have been able to talk to you about Chidinma's issue, her saga. I've talked about my angle. She's talked about her twist as well. And we have rounded it up by saying that parents have a role, a very important role to play in helping us restructure the family. Thank you so much for staying with us on Fatima's World today from Yemi.
Yeah, bye.
Thank you so much. Keep watching, keep liking, keep subscribing.
I hope to see